I can explain. Hi cuties, it's my March haul. All the books that I bought in March. Ha ha, ha ha. Actually, one of these I did not buy. One of them was gifted to me. So I just bought the rest of these. It's not my fault that Book Outlet had an extra 15% off sale that they then extended, and they kept updating my wish list of books that I wanted. It's not my fault, it's them sending me emails that they updated my wish list because books came in. It's definitely their fault. Anyway, hi. The first 4 books on this pile were bought while I was in Ohio with Hala. I don't know if that video is even up yet, but we went to a store called the Book Loft and I bought 4 books, which was restraining myself because I had picked out like 20. But I really loved the Book Loft. It is a crazy, crazy place. Hopefully that video is up by now. I will link it if it is. If not, I'll link it later. One of the books that I bought has actually been on my Amazon wish list since I started an Amazon wish list. It was the very first book I put on it, and that is Zeus Grant's Stupid Wishes, and that is by Corey O'Brien. This is a no bullshit guide to world mythology, and it goes into a bunch of different mythologies, but in a very funny way, and I can't wait to read this. Then I found another book that I have been looking for all over the place and just have not found it over all the stores that I am at, and that is Tilly and the Book Wanderers. This is the first book in Pages & Co. by Anna James. This is a book about a girl who meets Alice in Wonderland and Anne of Green Gables. And I think they solve a mystery or something. I want to be best friends with Alice and Anne. Then I found The Night Country by Melissa Albert. This is the sequel to The Hazelwood, and I found it as a signed copy. I am very excited. I really enjoyed The Hazelwood. I am ready to find out what happened to Ellery and what's going on with him and how the story will continue from the aftermath of The Hazelwood. So I am very excited to read this. And lastly, I found Waiting for Tom Hanks by Carrie Winfrey. This is a contemporary romance. Tom Hanks in his heyday was a very popular rom-com lead male character. It does actually feature the Book Loft, which is the bookstore that I bought this book in, so it went hand in hand. I am really excited to read this one. I didn't actually know about this because I was looking at its sequel and didn't realize I was looking at a sequel, and then I was like, oh, this is the first one. We'll get this one. And then the other book that I have, this is actually a book that I got for free because my sister gave it to me because she has met Alexa Dawn. I haven't met Alexa Dawn. Hi Alexa Dawn, if you're watching this video, because you're a booktuber too, or authortuber. But now I have a copy of The Stars We Steal, which is an ARC copy. I never get ARCs, and I always want ARCs. But my sister met her at some other conventions and got an ARC of her book, which is one that's been on my TBR for a bit. Just came out though. It says February 2020. So yay, I'm excited. I really want to read this. I also have Brightly Burning on my TBR. I'm just waiting for a chance to get it, but now I have one and I can read this one. Yay. So before we dive into all of the Book Outlet boxes, because there are 3 of them, we're going to go into our owl crate. I'm going to keep playing the game of can I guess what book they gave me? And I lost my scissors. There they are. So this month's theme, I believe, was Music of the Night. I don't look at anybody else's Owl Crate unboxings until I unbox my own, by the way, so I have not yet been spoiled. Yes, Music of the Night, I haven't looked at what it is. My theory that I'm hoping for, but I do think I'm wrong this time, it's just the only one I can think of that has a music theme, is Kingdom of Bach by Marie Lu. I really hope it's Kingdom of Bach. I don't think it will be from the clues that they kind of give you when they're, you know, saying this is the new item you can get with this, but we'll see what we get. I always forget they have all this lovely packing stuff. So we'll just set that here. What's the first thing I'm pulling out of here? Oh no, it's something from Twilight. It is Bella's Lullaby, a mint chocolate chip lip scrub, which I've actually wanted to be getting a lip scrub. Oh, I think it may have leaked a little bit. Ooh, that does smell good though. All right, I'll settle for a Twilight thing with this. Let me do it like a beauty blogger. Bella's Lullaby lip scrub. Next up, we have a candle. It says Goblin Grave, which is winter berries, peach, yuzu, pear, fresh air. I think this is from Shadow Song. Ooh, it's blue and I like that. Ooh, I really like how that smells. Sometimes it's really hit or miss with these, especially when they do like a lot of cinnamony ones, and I'm not a big fan of the smell of cinnamon, but I like this one. I think we have a wireless speaker in here. Cute! Look at this! Oh my god! I love this. I'm totally using this. All right, that's sitting up there. I will use that to listen to my audiobooks. We have a pin, as always. This is what the Owl Crate pin looks like this month. I like it. We have some exclusive Owl Crate socks, which Owl Crate, they do good socks. They actually fit my giant ass feet. So that's rare. We've got a poster of some kind in here. Oh, it's a Phantom of the Opera poster. That'll go up in my new room here. This cute envelope. You see it? Cute little envelope there. What are these? Oh, okay. There are a bunch of book plates. So now when I lend my books out to people, they'll have to give them back. I'm still missing several books, people. Something else here. I'm not looking at the book. I didn't look at the book. I'm not looking at it. This is not the book. This is a wood carving thing. Ooh, Sing You a Song and Seal Your Soul by Victoria Schwab. Is this from This Savage Song? Little wood carving plate, and that's really cute. I like that. Okay, so I'm not looking in the box, but the book is here. So my money was on the Kingdom of Bach. I was right! Oh my god! Oh my, that's so exciting. I'm so glad. Yay! I'm 2 for 2 right now. Oh, I'm so freaking pumped for it. I guess this is what the pin is from. Oh, that makes more sense. And it's signed by Marie Lou. I love Marie Lou. I'm so happy. Like ridiculously happy, because I considered also pre-ordering this, but once I saw what the theme was of the Owl Crate, I'm like, I want to wait till after Owl Crate and see if it is, and I'm so glad that it is. Oh, I didn't even notice. The shiny. The sprayed edges are shiny and silver. Oh, I did not notice. Wait, what does the inside look? Oh, okay. And we also have a nice inside cover as well. That made my whole night. That's it. That's the end of the video. Wait, what's next month? Full Moon Magic is next month. Same. Okay. I'm already calling it right now. I think it's gonna be Bone Crier's Moon. That's my guess. What a good Owl Crate. It's time for some book outlet hauls. Again, not my fault, it's their fault. Also though, all the boxes that I'm getting from them are getting like severely beat up. This is like nearly ripped open. It's not on Book Outlet, that's more on the ship or the post. Oh, that's right. Because of their spring sale, I got a Book Outlet tote. Right off the bat, we've got The Traitor's Kiss by Erin Beatty. This is the first one. I now have the entire trilogy of The Traitor's Kiss. Then we have 9 by Zach Hines. I've forgotten entirely what this is about, but I think it is a dystopian. Oh no, it's 1808 in a parallel world. All right. Alternate history. Then we have a book I've been looking for a while. It was one I wanted to read back a while, like several months ago, because I was going to go to this convention with a bunch of authors, and there was a bunch of new authors I hadn't read and I wanted to read them. But that is Scars Like Wings by Erin Stewart. This deals with a girl who has a deformity on her face because she was in a fire, I believe. So this should be a pretty hard-hitting contemporary novel. Then we have a book I'm really excited to read, and that is There Will Come a Darkness by Katie Rose Poole. I love the aesthetic. I'm sorry, I will always love a black, red, and white book. Like, that's an aesthetic I always go for. It goes back to my Prince of Tennis days with loving Team Fidomine. I'm ready for it. Let's go. And next up, we have a very popular book that I was excited to see on Book Outlet because it's usually very expensive. It has a sticker on it. But that is The Whisper Man by Alex North. This is going to be a kind of horror thriller book. I believe it is adult. So I've just heard a lot of good things about The Whisper Man, and I want in. Field Notes on Love by Jennifer E. Smith. This one is a contemporary romance. Obviously, I'm really enjoying contemporary romance. I feel like that's like the genre of BookTube right now. Seems like contemporary romances have really taken on a lot of popular booktubers by storm, and I am not an exception to that rule. I'm loving it. This book I've had on my TBR for a long time, and that is Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay. I did get it in paperback. I really wanted it in hardcover because I think it's a much shinier cover, but it's still beautiful. It is a retelling of Jane Eyre, where I think she is a serial killer. The Demon World by Sally Green. This is a sequel to The Smoke Thieves that I have not read yet. I actually haven't read anything by Sally Green yet. I've had her Half Bad trilogy on my shelf for years, and I hope to read it this year. It's one of those that I'm like, I should really get to it. But I do super duper love the covers of these books because it deals with, like, I find it kind of like chess pieces, and I love chess. Oddly enough, I love chess. I'm not great at it, but I still love it. And I was really shocked to see another new release, and that is The Girl the Sea Gave Back by Adrienne Young. Haven't read anything by Adrienne Young yet. I have her other books, but I haven't gotten to them yet. We have Dark Dawn by Jay Kristoff, which is the third book in Nevernight. I still don't own Nevernight though. I'm trying to find a hardcover copy of Nevernight to complete them so that they're all the same. But I have God's Grave, and now I have Dark Dawn, but I don't have Nevernight. It's a signed first edition, I just realized. Thank you, Book Outlet. Ink, Iron, and Glass by Gwendolyn Clare. This is the first book in the, might be a duology, might be a series. I have Mist, Metal, and Ash. Mist, Metal, and Ash, I think is the second book. This is the first one, and now I have them so I can read them. Then we have another contemporary, which is Who Put This Song On by Morgan Parker. This one I was debating about because I think it will be kind of hard-hitting, but I now have it, so I can read it probably for when another contemporary readathon happens. That'll be on it. Another book I was super surprised to see on Book Outlet because it is a fairly new release. That is Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I think this is like Incan mythology. This looks like such a good book. I love the cover. Like, look at it. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this cover, I'm like, I'm gonna buy that book. And then you read more about it and you're like, Mayan. Sorry, it's Mayan, not Incan. They're different. And it's also in the Jazz Age, which will be interesting because that's not one of my favorite times to read. But Diviners proved me wrong, so maybe this one will also prove me wrong. That was one book, one box. One book, yeah, right. This is one of the boxes that really got, like, I can just open this way. It's fully, yeah, I can just, there we go. That's how damaged this box was. So first off, we have In the Woods by Carrie Jones and Stephen E. Whittle. A lot of the books in here I actually didn't have on my TBR, but I saw them and was like, that's kind of interesting. So we'll just kind of go through these a little fast because I don't really know too much about them, but they were like $1. Oh, a copy of Screen Queens, which I have read. I read it as an ebook. It's by Lori Goldstein. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I recommend it. It's very fun, and I'm really glad to own a copy of it now. Look, a book I've read. Then we have Virtually Yours by Sarvinas Tash, and this, I think, it might be focused on a love triangle. It's kind of a weird love triangle in this one, but again, contemporary romance, here we go. Them all on this bed, and it's gonna be a nightmare to clean up. Another new release that I was kind of surprised to see on it is A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. This was another one that from the convention that I wanted to go to and was gonna meet the author, but then the convention got canceled. This was way before the whole COVID thing, by the way. This is one that I wanted to read, and I'm excited. It has some raised text. We all know I love a good raised text. Next up, we have a book I wasn't sure about because some of the good booktubers that I like didn't really like it that much, but I want to give it a try anyway, and that is Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. This deals with kitsune. You'll see, a lot of people said it was like a lot like a Korean drama, which I like Japanese dramas, and if they just mean it like an Asian drama because they have very similar tropes, I might like this a lot more than the other booktubers. Sorry, my voice is dying. Oh my god, can this just, yep, oh, so that just happened. See what I mean? The Antidote by Shelley Sakier. I purely bought this because of the cover. I'm a sucker for this style of cover. The Sacrifice Box by Martin Stewart. I'm intrigued by this. It's about kind of a time capsule situation where a group of people leave secrets in it and no one's supposed to open it and someone does, and then bad things start happening. I am not a fan of that font. That's kind of, I don't know if I don't like it. I just don't like it. So when I was in Ohio, I found a book called Devil in Ohio, but I didn't buy it then because it does have kind of mediocre reviews. I still wanted to read it and I got it for $1 on Book Outlet. So here is Devil in Ohio by Daria Polatin. It's gonna be a spoopy read. Someone I think is possessed by the devil in it, and I like that kind of story. I like those kind of movies and TV shows. So Devil in Ohio, I now have it. Yay! And I need to change out my battery. Battery is changed. Angle might be a little different. Continuing on, we have Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett, another contemporary romance with kind of a little mystery vibe, I believe, but it seems really popular on BookTube, so I'm a sucker for recommendations. So here we go. Also surprised to find was Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. And I am super excited to read this. They're the writing duo who wrote Illuminae, which blew me out of the water last year. I absolutely loved Illuminae, and if they're writing a series together again, here we go. I'm ready for it. And we have a book I can't believe I didn't hear about before, but this is 1,000 Beginnings and Endings. This is edited by Ellen O and Elsie Chapman, but it is 15 retellings of Asian myths and legends. So I don't read short stories very often, but we've got Asian myths and legends in here. So I gotta read it. And it has Renee Audier is in this, Roshani Chokshi is writing this, Melissa De La Cruz, Julie Kagawa, Shweta Thakurar, Cindy Pon. So a lot of names that I love already and have read already, especially like Julie Kagawa, love her stuff. I'm definitely going to be reading this, hopefully soon. Another very beautiful cover if you can kind of see it, if the light wouldn't be so bad, but it's very beautiful and I love it. The Princess Diarist by Carrie Fisher. I've wanted to read Carrie Fisher's memoir a long time. There's a few other Carrie Fisher books that she's written, but this is most of her stuff during Star Wars, and we're all sad because we still all miss Carrie Fisher a great deal, and now I have a book by her so I can read it. The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This is the movie version, so it's a mass market paperback of it, but that's fine. Sometimes I need those in tag videos. Haven't actually seen the movie, but I do hear great things about this book where people meet and then one of them is actually being deported. Oh, there's some little snippets from the movie too, but I have not seen it, so we will see how we like this. Then I have 2 books in a series. They're book 2 and 3. I can't find the first one yet, but that is Waking Gods and Only Human by Sylvain Neuville of the Themis Files. So this is a sci-fi. This is book 2. This is book 3. The first one I don't have and I want it. Next we have The Stranger Game by Cylin Busby. This is another little thriller. I actually have it as an ebook on my Kindle, but hey, if I'm gonna get this one for like $1, why not? And the last book in that box is The Bitter Kingdom by Ray Carson. This is the 3rd book and conclusion of the Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy. So now the only problem I have is that the first book is paperback, the second book I got hardcover, and the 3rd book I have is paperback. So oh well. I've done that so many times now. You'd think I would learn. We have one more box. Oh, hey-o. I got a $5 Book Outlet book code. Usually I get $4 ones. I'm so excited for the very first book. This is the whole reason that I bought this box, and that is to get me a copy of Pawnee, The Greatest Town in America, written by Leslie Knope. You will not tell me it's written by anyone else. It's written by Leslie Knope. It's written, compiled, research typed, collated, proofread, and run through spell check by Leslie Knope, Deputy Director, Department of Parks and Recreation. It is one of the greatest shows I've ever watched, and it's all about Pawnee, and I'm so excited to have this. So in this box, I actually picked up a bunch of books that I hadn't known about, and a lot of them are going to be contemporary romance because I just went, sure, why not? But the first one we have is Fans of the Impossible Life by Kate Skelsa? I'm not sure. I don't remember, but I think this is all about coming of age with 3 people, so maybe some polyamory, maybe? It's definitely kind of relationship you don't see very often and would be interesting to read a little bit more about. We have The Art of French Cooking, Kissing, because it's crossed out there. It's got macarons on the cover and I love macarons, so another cute one. We have What to Say Next by Julie Buxbaum. I guess they also wrote Tell Me 3 Things. Oh, this better not be a sequel. I don't think it is. I think it's its own thing. I think Tell Me Three Things is also a standalone, but I don't own that one. But here's this one, My Box-Shaped Heart by Rachel Lucas, another contemporary romance. We have, this is actually, I did not realize was a second in the series until later, and that is Love and Luck by Jenna Evans Welch. It's not really a second in a series, but it is a companion to Love and Gelato, so I'm keeping an eye out for those. But this one deals with visiting Ireland, and like, I was just in Ireland, not just in, like a year ago, almost a year ago. Next up we have The Midnight Dance by Nikki Cat. Again, I purely bought this for the cover. This looks great. I love the play with the clock and kind of ballet. It'd be like a mystery aspect to it, I think. But yay, another book with a clock on the cover. Sorry, sometimes I buy books because I was in a tag and I did the tag and I couldn't find the said book, and so I just keep looking for books that would later fill that tag, even if I never do that tag again. Next up, I was really excited to see this because I'm a huge fan of Buffy. I don't know if you know that about me. I love me some Buffy. I once upon a time in high school had to do a media research project, and so my topic was evil portrayed in media, and it was basically me talking for an hour, which I was definitely not supposed to use an hour to talk about. I was supposed to do like 10 minutes, and it turned into the entire class, which my classmates really thanked me for. My teacher was not so happy about, but it's on her. She should have stopped me. But it was basically an hour of me talking about the villains of Buffy and how much I love a lot of the villains of Buffy. So we have Tales of the Slayer, volumes 1 and 2. This is a collection of Slayer novels. And then it's actually tied in with Slayer from Kirsten White, which I'm excited to read as well. I really want to read that one. So this will be a good companion to do that with. Found another contemporary romance, and that is Love Scene Take 2. This is by Alex Evansley. This is going to deal with a lot of rom-coms, so I'm excited. The pile on my bed is getting scary. Then we have The Glass Town Game by Catherine M. Valenti. But this actually deals with the Bronte sisters, so it's kind of a alternate historical fiction, and like when they were young. So this seems like it'll be really cute. The Cerulean by Amy Ewing, who I do own some of her other books, but this is a new fantasy novel by her. There's also going to be another one coming out. Oh, there's already another one out. I just have it on my TBR now. But this is a good high fantasy, I think. I'm excited to read it. It looks great, and I want to read it. I'm really great at doing these hauls, you guys, and explaining to you what all these books are about. So good at it. I have Notes from My Captivity by Kathy Parks. I think someone gets kidnapped. I don't know. I have a book. It's not like a narrative book, but it looked really cool, and I can use it for research because I do deal with witchcraft a lot in my stories, and especially the one I'm currently working on. There's a lot of modern witchcrafty kind of vibes to it without saying it's witchcraft. But anyway, that is Wicca by Harmony Nice. This is a modern guide to witchcraft and magic. I'm excited to see this. It's been on my TBR for a while, but it'll be good to have a little bit more of a book I can use for research when I want to have a little bit more authenticity in my witchcraft and stuff in my books. Oh, look at that! Another contemporary romance, A Totally Awkward Love Story by Tom Ellen and Lucy Ivison. I don't know how to say that last name. And I don't know if this is contemporary romance, but this will be contemporary, and that is To Be Honest by Maggie Ann Martin. I don't know necessarily if this is about fat shaming. Personally, I don't think the girl on the cover is that fat, I guess, for Hollywood standards. She looks freaking amazing though on this, so. But it deals with someone who is dealing with fat shaming, I think. Her mom might be doing a bit of fat shaming to her, but I do love a good book that represents being fat and in a positive light. So Shadowrun by Adrian Strickland and Michael Miller. This is a sci-fi novel. It looks really cool though. I think it has like a rogue princess or something and like a rugged male character. I don't know. I haven't seen much about it. Then we have a book I wasn't sure I was going to pick up, but it does get great reviews on BookTube, and that is The Cold Is in Her Bones by Petronelle von Arsdale. And I forget what this is about. I think it's just a girl who is, yeah, she's really secluded. It deals with maybe some magical realism. I'm not sure. There's some snakes on her though, so I appreciate the snakes. The Becoming of Noah Shaw by Michelle Hodgkins. So I loved reading Unbecoming of Mara Dyer and the Mara Dyer trilogy earlier this year, and I am excited to get back into the world with Noah Shaw and getting them all in paperback so they all match. Because they did have the second one in this, but it was in hardcover. And I was like a smart girl remembering that. Then I did a dumb thing and I bought the Dead Enders. I already own this book. I realized that after it was already shipped. So maybe a giveaway. If you want a copy of the Dead Enders, let me know. I probably won't be able to send it to you for a while because I'm trying not to have the post office get overwhelmed as I buy more books. Logic. Let me know if you want a copy of the Dead Enders and I'll eventually send it to you at some point. We got 4 left. We've got The Wood by Chelsea Bobulski. Thriller, I believe. Then we have a sequel to a book that I own, which is Blood of a Thousand Stars by Rhoda Belleza. The sequel to Empress of a Thousand Skies, which I thought was a standalone, but apparently not. And this also is another sci-fi. I bought a lot of sci-fi. I'm doing a lot of sci-fi and contemporary lately. I'm not mad about it. Speaking of more sci-fi, we have Want by Cindy Pon. I also have the second book coming because it updated. After I bought the first one, they're like, oh hey, here's the second one too. This is another sci-fi. I think it deals with robots, maybe? Cyborgs? Can't remember. And the last book, another contemporary romance, is The Boyfriend Bracket by Kate Evangelista. 8 boys, 16 dates, 1 perfect boyfriend. I think this is gonna be hilarious. So here we go with another contemporary romance. I have a massive pile of books. Oh boy, now I gotta find room for them because this and my TBR shelf are the only 2 shelves in the room. Ha 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 ha. Living in a smaller space where I don't have my massive bookshelves that I made. That's my book haul of March. I was trying to be good and not buy a whole lot in March, but I did anyway. Oh, actually, you know what? Guess what? I had more. The Bone Garden by Heather Kastner. Save the Date by Morgan Matson. Boy and Girl Who Broke the World by Amy Reed. The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. We Set the Dark on Fire by Taylor K. Mejia. Neanderthal Opens the Door to the Universe by Preston Norton. Love a la Mode by Stephanie Kate Strom, which I have read as an audiobook and I loved it. Originally, I was like, oh, it'll just be my haul from the Book Loft and then these 8 books and my Owl Crate. I'm gonna do a really simple, you know, book haul. I'll try to get better at this, guys. I really should, but they were all like $1. You can't blame me. Blame Book Outlet for their sales and then extending their sales. It's their fault. I'll catch you next time, cuties. Bye.